What's going on, guys? Criminal Justice here, and today we're back with another LSPDFR tutorial. Today, guys, I'm bringing you the new and updated version of Callout interface. Opus was kind enough to give me the early access on this, and I just want to tell you, Opus, thank you so much, man, as I've had a good time learning about this mod and figuring out what it does, and I know for a fact that all of you out there are going to love and enjoy this mod just like I do. With that said, everyone, click the link in the description below. It's going to bring you to this page right here, Callout interface. Now, you guys are going to see this as 1.3, okay? However, the version you all will be downloading tomorrow is 1.4. Or when you see this video, you'll be downloading 1.4, okay? So just ignore this part right here. All you have to do is click download the file and agree and download. It will start downloading. Once you get it downloaded, guys, it's going to be on your, you need to put it on your desktop. Put it somewhere, get to it. I do recommend your desktop. Remember, you'll be downloading 1.4. No different, same version, same installation process. Let's get into it. Let's go ahead and open up our main game directories, guys. If you do not know how to locate this by now, then you should. If not, I will leave a link in the top right corner up here showing you how to locate your main game directory. It's my video, shows you how to do it. It's like 3 minutes, go watch it, come back, and you'll be ready to go. With that said, let's open up our Callout interface, download, double click on the folder there. As you guys can see, that is 1. As you guys seen, that is 1.4.0, okay? Open it up, double click on the GT5 folder there inside the WinRAR. Now, we want to do this, okay? First and foremost, you are going to need an up-to-date rage.nativui.dll, okay? Here's how we're going to do this. Grab only the rage.nativui.dll, pull it into your main game directory, and drop it in and click compare info. Now, if you get this window, that means you already have a rage.nativui.dll installed. So that means you have to do this. You have to click compare info for both files. The one on your right is the one that's already in your GT5 folder. The one on your left is the one that's coming from the WinRAR. Now, you want the newest one. That's the one you want. So being the fact that the one in my GT5 directory is already the newest one, I'm going to click the newest one and click continue, okay? And I now have the up-to-date rage.nativui.dll. Now, if you don't have one, you will not get that replace window, okay? With that said, going back to your WinRAR, highlight everything. Deselect, hold down your control key and deselect the rage.nativui.dll. You need the plugins, you need the Callout interface application extension, the IPT common.dll, and the raw canvas UI.dll. You need those 4 files only. Grab these, pull them into your main game directory, and drop them in, okay? Now, if you've already had this installed, it's going to ask you to replace the files. Go ahead and replace them. If not, it's just going to drop in, okay? Now, let's go ahead and close out of our Callout interface and get rid of this shortcut. Now, in your main game directory, you want to navigate to Plugins, LSPDFR, and then scroll down, and you will see a Callout interface configuration setting right here. That is your INI file where you make all of your changes, okay? So let's go ahead and open that up. All right, let me close out of this over here. Now, I do have a little cheat sheet over here that has my Callout interface settings. I'm going to open it up, but don't get confused. I'm going to show you guys something. So my cheat sheet is on the right. The one that we are manipulating together is on our left, okay? So if you change your keybinds just the way that I show you how to change them, your mods will never, ever clash. I promise you, okay? And if they do, you can always go back and change them. All right, so up here, starting at the top, Callout menu key equals F8. Change that from an F8 to an F10. The one below that is fine. Right here, if you want to leave this toggle terminal key, which is for your MDT and your interactive mode, if you want to leave this at numpad 6, you can. I'm changing mine to numpad 7, okay? So if you want to follow along with me, then change it to numpad 7. Right here where it says hold interval, okay? Change that 250 to 300, all right? Now let's go on down, and we can go ahead and go past this. Down here in this area right here, guys, is very, very important, okay? Starting here on MDT enabled, highlight that true and hit left control C. C is in Charles. That copies it, okay? The one below that says MDT toggled on equals false, highlight that false and hit left control V. V is in Victor. All right, that will paste the word true. Down here, ladies and gentlemen, right here where it says MDT call sign equals 1 Lincoln 18. Now, the first set of numbers can be 1 through 10. The last set of numbers can be 1 through 24, okay? Your name can be anything you want it to be in the alphabet, A through Z, but it has to be within the guidelines. So what I mean is like Adam, Boyd, Charles, David, Edward, Frank, Henry, Ida, Lincoln, Nora, Ocean, Paul, Mary, Zebra, X-Ray, etc., okay? Now mine, see how mine over here is 1 Adam 7, so I'm going to change mine. Whatever you change your name to, just make sure it's all capital, okay? I'm going to change mine to 1 Adam 7 because that's what my call sign is. Now, I'm going to change these to where it is set perfectly for you, okay? And if it's not, once you get into the game, I will show you how to move that stuff around, all right? So right here where it says MDT post position X, change that 1370 to a 1353, okay? The one below that, change that 690 to a 698, all right? Now, the one below that, we're going to change that from an 85 to a 91. All right, this is setting up our MDT position and all that. It's going to be perfect for you, I promise. Okay, if it's not, you can adjust it in game, and I'll show you how to do that. MDT volume, we'll leave at 2. MDT sound and accept, we'll leave that at 1. And then MDT sound on display at 8. We'll leave that on 8. And I'll show you how to change that in the game. And then right here, MDT sound on ALPR hit, okay? Actually, the one that says MDT sound on display, change that from an 8 to a 4. Then the one below that, change that to a 5, which should be the MDT sound on ALPR hit, okay? So it should be 1, 4, 5. Down here where it says MDT timeout, change that from a 10. You can leave it at 10 if you want to. I'm going to change mine to 15, okay? I'm going to change mine to 15. Now, down here, postal code. Very, very important, okay? Also right here, guys, this part's fine. MDT postal code. You want this set, obviously, to true, all right? And you want the postal code. If you're more like a 5M player and you want it to be more closer to 5M, you want to change this OCRP to the way that I'm going to type it in right here. You're going to type in virus _ city, just like that. And then postal code position X equals 444. Change that to a 425. The one below that, change that to a 983. Sorry about the background noise, guys. I'm so sorry. The one below that, guys, change that from a 42 to a 49. All right, then let's scan on down here. And I do have the cheat sheet for a reason, because that allows me to set my postal code position and all that back and everything, so I don't forget where it was. It keeps me going in the game and resetting everything. So right here, guys, we are on plate. All right, plate enabled. You want this set to true, okay? You want that set to true. Plate position X equals 380. Change that to a 470. The one below that, change that to an 886. All right, and then plate scale, change that from a 75 to a 60. All right, and then we're going to go on down, and this stuff right here, we will change all this in game. There is no need to worry about that, because there's a lot of numbers here that you got to change. I don't want you guys to have to type all that stuff in. But down here where it says blip enabled equals false, change that false to a true, okay? Nearby vehicle check is good. That is pretty much it, guys. Go ahead and click File and click Save. Close out. Let's go back to the main game directory. I'm going to close out of my cheat sheet here. And then we can close out of this. As always, ladies and gentlemen, always clean out your recycle bin. All right? And that's going to be it, guys. I'm going to take you on the game and show you exactly how this mob works. So I will see you all inside of LSPDFR. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the new update for Callout interface here in the in-game showcase. As everyone knows, if you go by my keybinds, the way that I showed you how to set this up, you're going to hit F10 on the keyboard, and it's going to bring up your Callout interface. Now keep in mind, any Callout that you install into your game will be in this Callout interface right here. As you can see, these are all my Callouts. I have 19 Callout packs installed in my game, but any Callout pack that you put into your game will be put into this Callout interface, and they will also be automatically alphabetized, okay? So keep that in mind. So anytime you want to, if you want to do like a random Callout, you can pull that up, and I could go to say like definitive Callouts, and I could click on money truck robbery, and it would initiate the Callout. You guys get what I'm saying? But let's get more, everybody knows about that part. Let's get more into the MDT of this, okay? So, again, if you follow my keybinds, it will be the number 7 on your numpad. Make sure your num lock is on. You just want to tap the 7 on your numpad like that. It's going to bring up this MDT, okay? Now, if you want to go into interactive mode where you can interact with this MDT, you want to hold down the 7 on your numpad. Instead of clicking it one time, hold down on it just like so, and you'll see this little white arrow pop up right here, okay? You're going to see that little white arrow pop up. Once you've got that, you can now move this arrow around, and you can actually take this MDT and you can put it anywhere on your screen that you would like to put it, and you can also change the size of it by doing like this. If you put your mouse on the MDT, hold down your left click, and start rolling the wheel downward, it will get smaller. If you hold down the left click and roll the wheel upward, it will get bigger, okay? It will get bigger. It's a little awkward to do, but it's doable. So we're going to, just for the sake of this, I'm going to blow it up pretty big here. And also keep in mind, guys, that when you're in interactive mode, you can also go to this little part here, this maximize window, and click it, and it will bring it up into big mode for you. So let's go over what everything does. So in here is going to be your incidents for your Callout. So when you get a Callout, it's going to tell you the address of the Callout, the area in which it's in, the county, what priority is, whether it's code 1, code 2, or code 3, what agency you're working for, and the details of the Callout. So for example, if it's domestic violence, it's going to tell you domestic violence, and maybe possibly some details on that specific call. Okay, so that's kind of what the incident part of this tab does. If we go over to the Callouts tab, this will tell you what Callout is coming through, okay? So whatever Callout you're going to is going to be right here, in which you can click on those Callouts and attach yourself, or you can do it by using Grammar Police, saying dispatch show me en route, dispatch show me responding code 2. All right, that's what the Callouts tab is for. The PED tab, this is for your PEDs, any PEDs that are in your system that you may pull over, anything like that. I'm sorry, not pull over, that are in your ALPR system. It will have everything about them here: last name, first name, date of birth, and any type of flags that they may have on their vehicles, okay? Vehicles, this is going to be the vehicle of whatever vehicle the ARPR system picks up. So if you pick up a Bison, it's going to be in here, the make, the model, the color of the vehicle, I believe the plate number's right there. So plate, make, model, the source of it, and how many flags it's got. Now let's go over the flags here in just a little bit and what that represents. The ALPR system is pretty neat. I think Opus did a really good job on this. This mod is absolutely amazing, and in my opinion, Opus is like top genius developer out there in LSPDFR. He just does an amazing job. Now, so your ALPR system is what you're obviously going to use to run plates, okay? So if people have like suspended license, if they have a warrant for their arrest, if they have expired registration, expired insurance, that type of thing, the ALPRs on top of your car will pick those plates up. However, keep in mind, it's going to run almost every car, but the only ones that it will alert on are the ones that have flags. So suspended license, insurance, as I was saying. So let's go ahead and we've gone over that, and let's go ahead and minimize this by clicking that right there. We'll take it back down to regular size. Now, in our MDT, we're going to go into the settings, okay? And if you're in your Callout interface, and you should be if you click that, go down to configure settings. We're going to click enter on this. Over here is going to be your settings for your Callouts. Auto traffic stop automatically starts a dynamic traffic stop. If you guys want to try that out, you can. I haven't really looked too much into that. This is your forced Callout delay. So between the time that you activate a force call out and the time it actually comes through is what that is for, okay? So in other words, if I force a call out, it's going to take approximately 1 second for that call out to come through, okay? Going back and down to MDT. This is your MDT, so you can enable it or disable it here. I would keep it enabled if I were you. That would defeat the whole purpose of it. This is MDT toggled on, so you can toggle it on or off. We want to leave that set to true so you can toggle it with your number 7 keypad, okay? Going down, MDT only in vehicle. Now, I recommend setting this to true for those who want the realism of LSPDFR and this new callout interface, MDT. I would recommend setting this to true so that it only opens up when you're in the vehicle, okay? You don't want to be on foot and then the MDT opens while you're receiving a call out, because then it's just not going to be realistic. So leave this at true. MDT auto display on call out. When set, the MDT will automatically display on a call out even when toggled off. So we want to leave this set to true as well. MDT timeout. This is very important. This is the amount of time that your MDT, which is this thing, this square box on the right side of our screen, this is the amount of time it's going to stay up once you receive a call out. After the 15 seconds is up, it will drop and disappear. Now, you can change this and go down to 10 seconds, 5 seconds. The max is 30 seconds, okay? I don't think you need it up for that long. If you want it that long, that's fine by me. I keep mine up for about 15 seconds. That seems to be long enough for me to see what call out it is and where I'm going to. MDT volume is simply what it says it is. So if I go to 1, you're going to hear that volume. 2, this is just the sound of your MDT, like when you receive a call out, when the ALPR goes off, and when you accept a call out, okay? You can go all the way up to 5, which is a bit loud for me. I like to keep mine on about 2, okay? MDT sound on accept. So whenever you get a call, this is the sounds that you're going to hear, okay? So 1 is like this, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, I keep mine on 1. Now this one right here, MDT sound on display, this is what it's going to sound like when the MDT actually pops up, okay? Okay, and it's got the same sounds, I believe. So I keep mine on 4. Now the MDT sound on ALPR hit, this is when you get a hit on your ALPR system, okay? I keep mine on 5. You can set it to whatever you want. You can go all the way through 8. I think it's the same sounds, but I keep mine on 5, so it's a bit of a different sound, so I can recognize it between a call out and an ALPR hit. All right. MDT show distance will set. When set, will display a message showing the distance. You want this set to true so you can see the distance on your call out MDT. Okay. And that's pretty much it for that part. When you go back, any changes you ever make on this call out interface in the game, guys, always go down and click save. At the bottom it says save to plugins LSPDFR callout interface INI. Okay, so let's go down to postal. This is your postal code. Everybody knows about this. Now if you look down at the bottom part of my screen where it says nearest postal 7357, that's what this is for. Now you can disable that or enable it. Okay, you can also move it back and forth. You can move it up and down. You can change the scale of it however big you want it to be. You can change your postal code set. I leave mine on Virus City. It seems to be the closest to 5M for me. That's pretty much it for that part. Going back and going down to plate. This is the plate reader that you see above my status right there. This is out of service. I would obviously leave this enabled, not turn it off. Plate only in vehicle. Very, very awesome that he added this, that Opus added this. So you can disable that where it'll be, displayed while you're out of the car. But I would really recommend leaving this on true for the realism of it. That way the plate is only displayed in the car. And I'll show you what I mean. If I hop out, you'll see the plate and the MDT go away, right? If I hop back in, you see them both pop back up. Now that MDT can be taken away by simply hitting the 7 on your numpad, and it takes it down. If you click the 7 again, brings it back up, okay? So let's go backspace, go down to ALPR. Now this right here, for those who are interested in using, the debug process. So if you enable that and your ALPR is on, you will see how it's kind of like the lasers are following each vehicle and tracking each vehicle. That's what debug is for, which I think is a pretty cool feature. As you guys see, we already got a hit there. I'll explain those hits here in just a second. Down here is your document array. So how many times is going to hit on an invalid document, right? 10 is max. 10 is max. Invalid license plate. How often is it going to hit on an invalid license plate? 10 is max on that. Wanted rate is 10. That's max. And you want the blip enabled. I know Opus said that he doesn't like blips because he does it more for the realism of it, and that's awesome. A lot of us need blips just because we like playing LSPDFR and we want to see what we're going after. So down here, let me disable that ALPR again. Let me disable that. And let's go down to camera loadout. So let's go back to default. Now these are your different types of setups on your ALPR. If you look in the right bottom part of my screen, in that MDT right there, you're going to see like 4 little circles on top of the cop car, right? If I switch this over to City Patrol, it's going to have a front and rear ALPR, okay? On City Patrol front, it's only going to have 2 in the front. On Highway Patrol, it's just like default. It's 2 in the front, 2 in the back, okay? And then you have Mixed Patrol, which is 2 in the front, 2 in the back, but they're closer together, all right? Then you have Parking Lot Scan, which is only 2 in the back, closer to the lights. All right, and then you got the 2 camera, 1 in the front, 1 in the back, separated pretty far, okay? And then back to default. I leave mine on Highway Patrol. That's just the one I choose to leave it on. Nearby vehicle check, the number of nearby vehicles to check the cameras against. Now, I haven't really figured out what this is for yet, but my guess is this is the number of vehicles that it's going to attempt to read plates on as they go by. Now, this can go all the way up to 16, okay? If you want to raise it up and test it out, you're more than welcome to. I like leaving mine on 8 because that's what Opus has it at by default. So I would just leave it on 8. Now, once you're done, go back and go to save, and we are done with that. We can now back out of that, and then we are now going to go back into interactive mode, okay? And by doing that, we are going to hold down the 7 on our numpad, okay? Just like so. Again, you're going to see this little arrow pop up. This will allow you to go down in here and, again, click on different tabs, okay? Now, I want to make this note. For those who use controller like myself, when you're in MDT, when you're in interactive mode like this, you can't move your camera with your mouse, okay? However, if you right-click on the mouse, it takes you back out of interactive mode, okay? So holding down the 7 on the numpad in interactive mode, but if you're using a controller while you're in interactive mode, you can take your right thumbstick on your controller and you can still move the camera, okay? That's something that you want to do. I just thought that'd be important for controller users. Now, let's go down here and let's go over all this stuff that is down here. So over here, guys, we have these little tabs right here that are for our call-out availability, okay? So if we want to go 10.8, we're going to click on this. You'll see my status change right there to available, okay? En route. But we don't have an active call out. Let's go over to call outs, click this, and you can click on that vehicle below this, what that is, click attach, and it puts you en route to the call, okay? So make sure you go to call outs and click attach, and then go to the call out. Now, if you want to cancel that call out and not go to it, go to call outs right here, the call outs tab, click on that, whatever call out it is, and click close, okay? It will code for the call, all right? It will code for the call. Let's go back over to the ALPR tab. And we'll go over everything here in just a minute. So en route obviously is en route. On scene is obviously when you're on scene. And then you can also click the busy here, which is 10.6. Now over here on ID check plate, we're going to run over those here real quick. So let's start the vehicle up and let's head out. And I'm going to show you guys how to manually run plates. And for those who are wondering, you can run plates on parked vehicles. You can do it. Now, in order to do this, all right, you have to be in interactive mode. So go into your interactive mode, hold down the 7 on the numpad or whatever you set it to. And in your MDT, guys, in your MDT, you are going to click plate. And if you'll notice when that license plate right there above my status, it will read that number automatically as soon as you click it. And then you can do ID check, and it will tell you exactly who owns the vehicle. Pretty cool stuff, right? There's one more thing I need to show you guys in the settings. So if we go back and hit our F10 key and go back to configure settings, if you go to, actually no, it's not in here. If you go into interactive mode, okay, hold down the 7 on your keypad, you can also take this license plate and move it around, and you can also hold down left click and roll your mouse forward or down to make it bigger or smaller, okay? Just a little, I wanted to make sure I covered that with you guys, all right? So if you notice there, and I need to adjust my stuff here a little bit, but if you'll notice, there's the plate right there. We're going to leave it right there for right now. Let's go ahead and initiate our ALPR. So we're going to do that by going to interactive mode and clicking on the ALPR. You will now notice that they are lit up in green, which means your ALPR system is locked and loaded and ready to go, okay? So we're going to back out of here, and we're just going to start driving here until we get a hit, okay? Now you guys are going to see it's going to start reading plates automatically as the traffic is in travel mode, okay? You're going to see all them plates start popping up there on the ALPR. Now, remember, it's only going to alert. It's only going to alert and make that sound when you get someone that has a flag on their car, okay? All right, so right there, if we click this right here, front left, there's the yellow blip right there, and that is for expired insurance. So we're going to catch up to this vehicle. Let's go ahead and... So that's going to be... is it this guy here? Is it this guy? I'm confused who it is. I think it's this guy here. So we're going to initiate traffic stop. Now this guy supposedly has an expired license. But let's go ahead and pull him over. God, please don't run. Every time I do an in-game showcase, oh, he's going to run. But you guys get the gist of how that works. So anytime you get a hit, you can go into this list right here by your ALPR, in your ALPR tab, and you can click that, and it will blip them on the map, okay? And if you click the ones that don't have flags, they'll just go by as the green blips. So just kind of keep that in mind. All right, so now we got another one for warrant right here. And this is going to be our guy right here pulling up next to us. So if you click on that, it's going to show the guy right here who has a warrant for his arrest. So this guy right here has a warrant for his arrest. So let's go ahead and tag him. Let's slide him up, and we will run his information. Right there, guys. See how I did that? I clicked the plate, hit ID check, and he does in fact have an outstanding warrant. So there you go. Also, what's cool, I believe it works this way. If you go to your CompuLite and go into the vehicle records, go to vehicle owner record, right there, guys. Arrest warrant for armed robbery. How cool is that Opus did not only implement this in the Grammar Police, but he also implemented this into every other plugin that we have, including CompuLite. It's so cool that he did that. So we're going to let this guy go. And ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, I will link Opus's YouTube channel below, as well as his LSPDFR.com page. Give him a follow on LSPDFR.com. Give him a subscription on YouTube, because he makes these things called Dev Diaries, where he takes you inside his own work and shows you how each and every plugin is built and how they work and how he makes them. It's really, really cool. The Dev Diaries are awesome, and I'm a big fan of those videos. So let's go ahead and let's go over a couple more tabs here. So we went over plate, ID check, went over all this stuff over here, and we also went over our settings. Now panic is obviously for your panic. So if I click that, all right, it's going to bring in backup officers because they think we're in trouble. Now, if you change your mind and you don't need those officers, I'm going to let them come on in. It's going to send 4, I believe. Okay, it sends 5. So if you don't need these guys, hold down the enter on your keyboard, hold it down, and it will automatically release them, okay? Let's go back and go to busy, where it says that right there, and go back 10.6. All right? And let's now activate our ALPR again. And we're going to drive around for just a minute more. I mean, that's pretty much it, guys. It is what it is. And you can drive, if you're riding, if you're using a controller like me, I drive around in interactive mode most of the time. That's how I do it, because I don't want to have to keep going back into interactive mode. So I just use my controller to move my camera around, all right? Right there, we got a warrant, so if you click on that, it's the guy right here behind us. He's going this way. Now, you got to get him in a certain amount of time, guys, because once they're out of sight, they're gone. You got to get them quick. It's the guy on the motorcycle right here. So, Let's pull up behind him. Let's click on plate. Let's click on ID check. Benjamin Jones does have an outstanding warrant. So pretty cool stuff, guys, how this works. Now, if we go over to vehicles, so what was his tag number? His tag number was 23 Edward. So we go to vehicles, and you go right here's his tag number, 23 Edward Henry Mary 192. Right here is what he was driving, and this shows you that he had 2 flags. So the amount of stars, what I was going to tell you about the flags, the amount of stars that you have under flags is the amount of, you know, violations that they have or flags that they have. So that he could have had an arrest warrant and expired insurance, or an arrest warrant, expired registration, arrest warrant, no license, anything like that. So let's go back and we'll just randomly click on somebody else and he'll disappear. Now see how the other one's green there? That means that person has 0 flags. Okay, they have 0 flags. That's exactly what that means. Now if we go over to PEDS, where we've ran some tags, every PEDS tag that you run, their information, their name and information is going to be right here, okay? So as you can see, the guy that had the warrant, he's Benjamin Jones, 6/28/1995 for his DOB. He had a warrant for his arrest. He's had 2 citations, age 27 male. And yeah, man, it's pretty cool. Now, if we go to callouts, these are the callouts you have received in the game. Every callout you receive in the game, the MDT will indeed keep track of those callouts, okay? If we go to incident, it will tell you what is going on with that callout. For example, where is it at? How far away is it? What's the callout all about, okay? So we just got another hit on LPR. We can do warrant right here, and he is right there behind us. Now, I'm going to show you guys, once you let him get out of sight, they disappear. If you turn your ALPR system off, it will remove the blips on the map, okay? So if I go like this, it's going to remove the blips. See that? Now if I turn it back on and I tag him, I don't know if it'll pull him back up. So there's another one right back here behind us. Now see how he disappeared? There's another one here. All right, so expired registration right here, which is the parked car. So there it is, guys. It did run the tag on the parked car. I'm pretty sure that's what Jeffrey Gamer was referring to. So it automatically run the tag on that parked car. You don't have to do it manually. It does it for you. But I want to get a car so you guys can see about how far they get before they disappear. So this gives you an idea about how much time you have to get after the pedestrian before time is up and before they actually spawn out. So he'll go about to the end, almost at the end of the map, and then he will. He's gone right there. He's gone. Registration. Yep. See, he's already gone. That is pretty much it, guys. This is an awesome mod. There goes another one right there. No flags, of course. This is an awesome mod, guys. I'm gonna deactivate my LPR now. For those using keyboard and mouse, if you want to go out of interactive mode, just go up here somewhere and right-click. Okay. And that MDT can be closed 2 different ways. You can do it by hitting the 7 on your numpad, or you can go into interactive mode by holding down the 7 on your numpad and clicking the X. Okay, that is pretty much it, guys and girls, for this tutorial. Big shout out to Opus49 for all the work that he does. And guys, he does have a Patreon. I'll try to get that from him if I can. And if I do, I will link it down below. Guys, Opus is a genius in the LSPDFR modding community, and he has brought so many new great mods to this game for us. Grammar Police, Callout Interface. He was also a part of Immersive Dispatch when it was around. Opus has done a lot of great stuff with this particular game. With that said, everyone, Opus's YouTube channel will be down below, as well as the LSPDFR.com page, and if I can get it, his Patreon will be down there as well. With that being said, everyone, subscribe if you're new, smash that like button for me, click that bell and click all so you never miss any future content or live streams. Until next time, everyone, God bless, take care, stay in prayer, love one another, and peace out. I will see you all in the next video.
I will get up there and make sure I